What's going on, everyone? We are back here with an emergency market watch today. If you haven't heard the news, Newgate's banned, Dodon is banned, Nami is banned, and Marco just got limited. The 5 drops. So we're taking a look here. First thing we're looking at is the leaders. You see one was sold for 250. They've had some sales. Of course, this is Romance Dawn, and so at this point people are like very hype on collecting the first set. So I don't expect a ton of movement on this, and I still think Zoro has everything he needs to be relevant still. And then, of course, we have Edward Newgate. You can see some sales here already today, around 60. He is banned. You cannot play this leader anymore. So super interesting to see what happens there. Only a couple of listings, but he is there. He is no longer playable. But of course, OP02 is also like getting hyped up, and he of course is the strongest pirate in the world. And you can always speculate because again, in OP05 he kind of falls off, so it's possible he comes back and goes right back up in price. I don't know. Me personally, I'd probably get one at like 50 because 50, like 30 is like the low for like bad leaders. So I could see him sitting around 50. I think that's super fair. We already went over Zoro. We've got Portgus D Ace. Of course, you can see that sharp decline here. He was pretty valuable, kind of sitting at 8, 9. He hit like 12. Now he's sitting 5, 6, 7-ish. I expect him to go down just a little bit more. You can play him in OP05 in Law, so I imagine he goes back up. So there might be a reasonable time to pick him up soon. And then of course we've got Charlotte Katakuri. No yellow was her on the list. Once again, Katakuri just gets to go doing Katakuri things and make you lose life. So could be a huge amount of Katakuri going forward. There's been a ton of sales this morning. As you can see, the ban list was announced. A ton of sales. He's up to around 140-ish. So if you have Katakuris, you're in there. If you think you'll play yellow, I do say Enel replaces him soon. So be careful with buying him because I think he just drops and tanks afterwards. He's still a good leader, but like Enel just gets more life, and in the meta he's better. And then of course, just on the leaders again, I think Queen is one of the leaders that are buffed, might be overlooked. When Holden topped with Queen went up to like $45, and now Queen just got better because decks that can go wide easily are bad matchups for Queen. So definitely worth, if you are a Queen player, I would try to pick this up now rather than later, just because it could just pop up there. And then of course yellow alts, yellow getting better, both Queen and Katakuri. You see a little bit of a jump here just because there's been a ton, all of these are today, of sales for the alt, because he was sitting at around $22 and now he is $32. So if you have yellow alts, it might be worth holding on to those until after the first event, then getting rid of those. And then of course you can see also here on the rare as well for Beji, like there's a ton of sales. So if you don't have these and you think you're going to switch to yellow, definitely try to pick up those little yellow staples because they could just run away fast, because everybody who's played red might just jump on the Katakuri train. And then we have Yamato, also a card that's been bouncing around, but just ripping. Those yellow alts, again, you can kind of see here, they were 48, and now we're sitting at around 60 with just a couple listed. So this could run away quick, and then it's also relevant in Enel next set. So if you want to alt Yamato and you don't want to wait till OP06, now might be the time. There is, of course, all these gift sets and whatnot, so there's a ton of product being open, so I don't see this going, like, absolutely crazy, but if you don't have it, definitely pick it up. And then we have Magellan, which also speaks to, like, a lot of people are hyping up Purple. Purple could be very good now, especially in, like, the OPO 4.5 that we're going to have once these starter decks release later this month. It won't be illegal for any events unless they add some in like the start of December. I think there's Pasadena, but it's $20. I just traded one into my locals and now it's $20. So we love that. But yeah, I mean, there was a couple of sales, ton of sales. So yeah, if you have Magellans, definitely consider getting rid of those. Or if you're planning on playing Purple Luffy, it's a good thing you listen to my content and pick them up sooner than later. Again, don't ever spend money you don't have on cards. Obviously, at the end of the day, it is just a hobby. Don't buy on speculation, things like that. If you have the cards, you have them. Pick them up if you're planning on playing the deck, but don't hold things. And then, of course, we have the craziest thing being Magellan, but of course, he did get a little bit of hype. Not a bunch of sales, but like he was a $35 leader, and I was trying to pick him up at 35 bucks, but never did. And now he is sitting at a smooth $100. Do I think he moves at this? No, but he could settle around like 80. But everybody just went ahead and bought him up. And then, of course, another card I want to talk about is Newgate. Newgate, because they banned the leader, and half of his effect goes towards helping the leader. Could he become unbanned? Maybe. I think he should be. Because then you get to play the OPOs, that starter deck leader, that ST10 leader, that Luffy, and then you can play him because you can drop him out on turn 3, and then it makes him good. So I would love to see that at max power here. But yeah, I think Newgate could come on ban. A lot of people like to buy and speculate, like in other trading card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of people will buy like banned cards and just wait for them to come unbanned because then they just massively spike in value. So could be something there. And then, of course, you know, we just got the SP. I really want one of these. I really didn't, but I really do. Just because they're, like, the foiling on them looks so good. But, yeah. Then, Katakuri. If you have these, if you play yellow, you are living your best life. Because they have been bought up to oblivion today. Ton of sales. A couple, you know, it started out at, like, 50. He was sitting at 50. And he's had just so many, like a wall of sales today. Lowest is $70. So, yeah, I'm not sure if this can get much higher. But if you're looking at this, the alt, I think, is around like 90. And it might be worth just picking up those because then the alt usually spikes afterwards. Again, do not spend money you don't have. If you don't want to play yellow, don't play yellow. The format's almost over. And then, of course, I think green gets better. So, once again, on my list here is Eustace. I don't love the wanted at this price, but if you're a max rarity maxi, definitely consider it. Because this one is higher than the Romance Dawn, which I think the Romance Dawn one is slightly underrated. There's one for 32, and it slowly goes up. Just because it's Romance Dawn, and, again, people are really hyping up Romance Dawn right now. But yeah, this could be great in Film Kid. Also, if you want to play it in Doflamingo, in the Gerpel, or even Law, because Law's changed. But like Law has teched this previously, and this could be a great thing for Law now that they have extra room. And then we also have Queen Blocker. Again, purple just getting buffed in this being like a 4 of in purple Luffy. We have literally one listing at 35, but it's been selling at 30, so interested to see what happens here. Hopefully they reprint these decks. I think they just reprinted Luffy, so hopefully they'll reprint the Animal Kingdom. And then, of course, you've got Rebecca. Rebecca becoming even better now. You've got Kuzan. 10-drop, big card being played there. You play this, then you can 3,000 Worlds or Leo, pretty much anything. So, amazing. If you have this, if you do not, unfortunate. I also think he gets played in Sakazuki now, so might be worth picking up because they've been playing Sakaluchi, and then just like capitalizing on Lucci's ability. Don't quote me on that. But also Don Quixote Doflamingo, again, Gerpel Doflamingo getting stronger, Grape Dofi. You can see a ton of sales today. It was like a $20, $18 card, but now it's sitting at a smooth 25, of course, being like the best green card. And this can also be played in Uda and Film Kids, so could see a spike in this, already seeing a little bit of a jump there. And then again, just riding that film train, we got Bartolomeo. He's also good in Uda. We do know that for the championship, there will be reprints of him in those packs, so TBD what happens on the price there. But Film Kid becoming relevant, you could see a short term just jump on this just due to low availability right now. So if you have these, might be worth holding on to them. And then, of course, Nami, F in the chat for everyone who bought these. They were just 20, 30s, and now, of course, they have fallen to 17, which makes sense. I think there's room for it to grow lower, too. Everybody's still asleep. I would not be looking to pick this up right now, but it was the best card in the gift collection. which is unfortunate. I do think I don't see this card being under 10. And on this, I'm super interested to see what happens here, because this is the Romance Dawn Nami. It was the most expensive card in the set for a long time, but now is no longer. You see some sales over here for like 150 and 130 and 120. I wish I caught some of these, because I think 120 is a steal. I think 200 is bad, but I don't see this card being less than 100, just because it's Romance Dawn at this point. And then if it comes unbanned, it's instantly going to be $200 again. And then on the topic of Nami, we've got Nami Paramount War. Of course, film getting just a little bit stronger. You know, you see a ton of sales today. It's also played in UTA. We're seeing them at $15 a piece, up from around 12 to 11. So big spike on the Nami, could just continue from there. And then of course Uda, I also traded in a play set of these to my locals, and then she goes up. I could feel it, but I wanted the card that I was trading for, and it's all good. But yeah, like a ton of sales today, because again, like you got that Gerpel hype, so you got yesterday, today, just really like pumping that number up. But yeah, 20. So this deck is just beyond expensive. Does this mean that guild goes up? I don't know, but if you have Udas, I would maybe hold on to them and then look to move them, because yeah, I think a lot of people are going to pick up the film Dofi, especially after just won the last event. And then we've got Gordon. Gordon, of course, being played in Zoro. Gordon down just a little bit here. You can see a couple sales, 17, 18. Nothing too big today. There's only like 8 listings. This one could be not even real, but something to keep your eye on if Zoro starts to fade out. This, of course, again, still good in law in OP05. However, it's interesting to see what'll happen here. I would maybe like, could be a great opportunity to pick up. He could stay around there. But as always, thank you all so much for watching. If you aren't already subscribed to the channel, if you could just do me a favor, subscribe. It would mean the world to me. It helps me out a ton. If you enjoy the content, if you found this of value, and as always, don't spend money you don't have on trading cards. Thank you for watching.